What's going on, Dolphins? It is your boy Dillon, and I got some news, some important news. It's unfortunate news for the Dolphins, but it is what it is. So let's go ahead and get into it, and we'll see how it affects, or if it affects this upcoming game. But we'll see. So what are we talking about? Dolphins, Kyle Van Noy, Christian Wilkins, and Matt Cole placed on COVID-19 list. The Miami Dolphins announced Thursday they have placed linebacker Kyle Van Noy, defensive lineman Christian Wilkins, and receiver Matt Cole on the reserve COVID-19 list. Rookie receiver Lynn Bowden Jr. was removed from the list after missing last week's game. The Dolphins are scheduled to host the Los Angeles Chargers on Sunday. Players are required to remain out for at least 5 days following last contact to someone with a positive test, which will likely keep them out for the Week 10 game. Cole is on the practice squad, but Van Noy and Wilkins are defensive starters, and their absences will hurt the team. So, let's see. I mean, if they do remain out, which apparently from last contact 5 days, obviously today is Thursday, so that's only a few days away. So I guess the reasonable expectation is that we will be without Christian Wilkins and Van Noy. The only upside to that really is the fact that they will be able to at least, get healthy, especially Van Noy, because he's been dealing with some injury issues himself. But that does obviously make this upcoming game against the Chargers even more difficult. But they are a 2-6 team, and, it is a game that we absolutely should be able to win, even with that. But again, I told you, the key for this season, really, and for the remainder of the season, is the Dolphins being able to stay healthy and have all their guys. So unfortunately, the offense gets hurt by Preston Williams having to go to IR potentially for the rest of the season. And now Christian Wilkins and Kyle Van Noy are likely to not be in this game. But Austin Jackson's coming back, Lynn Bowden Jr. is coming back, so we'll see. And then, we'll see how it plays out. Devon Godshaw's still out, and he's expected to be out the remainder of the year, unless, we get into the playoffs. Right now, we do hold the 7th seed in the current 14-team lineup, 7 teams from each conference. That was the expanded, as per the CBA or whatever that they already did. Now, they may even, should games get canceled, which they haven't yet, they've really been pushing the issue and making sure that they haven't yet. But if games do end up getting canceled, then they will likely also then, well, they will, because they approved it, expand the playoffs to 2 additional teams, eight teams from each conference, which would make it 16. So, I mean, look, the Dolphins do have winnable games going forward, and they should have a good shot at making the playoffs, provided they can stay healthy and, not have guys on the COVID list and stuff like that, and then, thereby be able to, win their games. Because, again, that's really been the biggest advantage for the Dolphins the entire season is that they have been one of the healthier teams in the league, and thus have been able to take advantage of, opponents that they shouldn't have been able to take advantage of, or at least not to the degree that they did, so on, so forth, etc. Right? So, yeah. Anyway, that's really just the big news. Wanted to let you guys know about that. That is unfortunate. Obviously, we will talk about that more as things go on. If there are any updates, I'll give them to you. But as it stands, it would seem that those guys will be out. The dude on the practice squad, the wide receiver, Matt Cole, that obviously doesn't have an effect on the game, really. I mean, he wouldn't have been active anyway. If they were going to bring somebody up, it likely would have been Antonio Callaway. But anyway, right, so... but Kyle Van Noy and Christian Wilkins are huge. So they will likely now be out of the game because of that. I mean, I guess... And so it's, because of the protocols and they have to remain out for 5 days, you shouldn't expect them. But there is also a possibility that, you know, more guys go on because maybe, you know, more guys came into contact with, you know, somebody. Hopefully not, but if that ends up being the case, and I mean, that could be the case the remainder of the season, right? So it's not necessarily just, you know, actual injuries that could be a problem, but if the Dolphins, because the Dolphins are starting to have issues with COVID now too, like pretty much every other team in the league, or at least half the teams. So between COVID and injuries, you know, if they can keep their players on the field, they stand a good chance. If not, then, you know, unfortunately, I mean, look, if that happens, you know, and they're going to be missing some guys, right? For sure, Preston Williams is going to be out. Christian Wilkins and Van Noy likely out. So they're going to have the next man up mentality and get guys in there, and they're going to have to overcome it. We'll see if they're able to. We'll do a bit more in the preview against the Chargers on Saturday, a couple days from now. I don't expect to do a live stream, but I am going to watch the Colts and Titans game tonight, probably just in the background because I got you know, several other things I'm going to have to do, and that's why I won't be doing a live stream. But that's going to be interesting because I do like watching Tannehill, and the Titans are doing great, and that's a big matchup for them. Has big implications for their division and so on and so forth. Anyway, so I'm going to watch that. But then, you know, of course, look out for my video on Saturday for the preview, and then Sunday we'll be doing a live stream for that game and see how that plays out and see who's going to be available. So, you know, I mean, again, and to wrap this up, it's like I said, man, no matter what, no matter how you slice it, this entire season is completely fucked from, you know, a bunch of different perspectives. And it's also impossible to truly evaluate your players and your team because of all of these extenuating circumstances that would not normally be there, right? We don't normally play in a pandemic, and the amount of injuries is exorbitant. It's higher than normal, right? I'm pretty sure that when we look back on the season, they're going to be talking, somebody should do it. You know, I don't know that I have the resources to, but somebody should look into it because I'm pretty sure there's going to be a record number of injuries. So anyway, yeah, so we'll see how it plays out. It's coming up fast. We got another game, you know, on Sunday. So, all right, with that, I'm gonna get out of here. I hope you guys appreciate my perspectives. If you do, make sure you hit the subscribe button, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit the bell if you want to get the alerts. Share my channel and videos with your friends and family. Leave your questions, comments, and concerns down in the comment section. And of course, as always, follow me on Twitter at Dillon Tartaro. And with that, I am out. I'll see y'all soon. Fins up.